here at Sheffield today. A recent defeat at Wolverhampton has knocked the Stars out of the title race, while Oxford look to have both hands on the trophy until the very last lap of their match against Poole. That surprise victory for the Dorset club keeps them in contention if they can win at Leicester today. But the Hammers are in the driving seat. Simply put, if they can win or draw here, they will be crowned as league champions. We're into the opening race, and the all-important opening race lines up with Jamie Ball and Matt Smith, the pairing for the Sheffield Stars, the home team, on gate positions 1 and 3. Mark Carmichael and Steve Harris, the pairing for the Oxford Hammers. Well, some wheel slip there from Matt Smith on gate 3 as Jamie Ball goes into an early race lead. The Hammers will be happy to tuck into the minor places as Matt Smith there tries to make amends for that poor start, but only coming to grief as Steve Harris fends him off, and Mark Carmichael showing there that the track's quite slippery conditions in this drizzly damp conditions at the Graves circuit, as Jamie Ball now has opened up a pretty comfortable lead, and Oxford more than content to pack into the minor places as a shared opening race sees no advantage to either side. We can see here in the replay Matt Smith there getting a heck of a wheel spin on the start, and that puts him at an immediate disadvantage, and as he tries to make up by rounding Steve Harris, he comes to grief. It's the Oxford boys who line up from the inside starts this time with Lewis Bates and Lewis Osborne. And they're up against the Sheffield pairing of Andy Angel, the British champion, and Ryan Hoyland, his team partner, who's on gate position number 2. And well, both the Sheffield riders getting a heavy wheel spin there gives an early advantage to the two Oxford boys, with Lewis Bates out in front, and really this is quite a good start for the defending champions. If they can hold on to a maximum heat win here, it'll be the perfect start for them. And Andy Angel looking a little bit at sea on his home circuit as Lewis Bates continues to lead with his partner Lewis Osborne in second place. And really this is the perfect start for Oxford, and a pretty disappointing start from the British champion there, Andy Angel, and his partner Ryan Hoyland. 7-3 maximum win to the Hammers. Here you see on the start both the Sheffield boys slipping quite badly, and I'm sure the Oxford boys will be more than happy with that one.
Excellent start to the match there with the 7-3. That'll just set us up for the rest of the meeting. He'll put us 4 points in front, and now we can hopefully just sit on that and just be hopefully build from there.
Well, on to Heat 3, and it's Sheffield back to the inside starting positions with their Polish pairing of Paweł Idorek and Radek Hanke. And for the Hammers, Sean Rudman and Matty Szymczak. Hanke on one then. We've seen his gating power previously, and he not that time, because he gets a pretty big wheel spin, allows Matty Szymczak to lead it up for the Hammers, as Rudman there trying to pass Hanke, only coming to grief, has to remount if he wants a point. And meanwhile, his team partner Matty Szymczak leading it up from Paweł Idorek, and Hanke there only tucked back in 3rd place. Might have expected more from him in this one. And Idorek struggling with the conditions. This track today obviously catching the riders out, as Szymczak takes a comfortable win there, and the race is drawn 5 to each team. So Oxford hold a lead of 17 points to 13 as we go to Heat 4, and the pairing for the Hammers is Mark Carmichael and their talisman Mark Bowler. They're on the gates 1 and 3 positions. Jamie Ball, we know that he's always in the thick of the action. He goes on gate position 2 for the Stars, and his partner is young Jamie Brown going out on the gate position number 4. So the track conditions have been catching the riders out a little bit today, a little bit greasy, and also those starting gate grids also a bit slippery too. So it's a bit of a lottery out there. What can the Hammers do in this one? As Carmichael gets away first, he gets a bit of a nudge from Jamie Ball, but manages to hold on to the advantage. And meanwhile, Bowler tucked in 3rd place as Ball tries to bulk him. Jamie Brown trying to find a way around the inside, but gets a little nudge from Bowler, and well, Bowler takes a tumble as well. He thought he'd done the hard bit by giving his opponent a bit of a nudge, but has to pick himself up as Brown slips through into 3rd place, as Carmichael also getting caught out by the conditions, but continuing to lead it up with a lap to go. He leads Jamie Ball for the Sheffield Stars. Brown still continuing to hold on to that third place from Bowler, so this one's going to end up all square, and Oxford are going to hold on to their 4-point advantage as Carmichael takes the checkered flag and the two Sheffield Stars packing in the minor places. Here we see that little nudge by Bowler on Jamie Brown. Brown just has to pick himself up, but on the very next corner Bowler takes a tumble and that puts him back to last place. Well, with Heat 5 being drawn, it means that Oxford maintain their 4-point advantage as we go into race number 6, and Oxford have the pairing which gave them maximum result in their first outing. That's Lewis Bates and Lewis Osborne, whilst it's the Polish pairing of Radek Hanke and Paweł Idorek for the Sheffield Stars. Away they go, and the referee's whistle there immediately stops that one. Mike Hack there not happy with what he saw, and he's going to call a restart of the race as the riders rush to prepare for the restart. And I'm not sure if there was an exclusion there. In fact, I think the rider on gate 3, Lewis Osborne, was judged to be moving at the start. Yes, he's got his marching orders from that one, so it leaves 3 riders only, and Lewis Bates, the rider on gate 1, is really up against it for Oxford because he's got the combined might of the 2 Polish riders. That's Idorek and Hanke. Although Bates does have the advantage of the inside starting position, he's going to have to hold on to that advantage if he's going to limit the damage in this one. Back under starters' orders again, and away they go, and Bates sure enough does hold on to it as Idorek has, with a number of other riders, got more wheel spin there, and it's Hanke, the Polish star, who is a member of the Polish international squad, trying to get round the outside, but that creates a gap for Idorek there to slip up the inside, and he certainly catches Bates napping as he slips through and allows his team partner Hanke to come through and join him for maximum potential race result here. This could be the best possible result for the Stars because it could put them into a 1-point lead in the match as Idorek takes the checkered flag there. He's very happy about that, and Hanke there in second. Bates there looked as if he was going to hold on to it, but as Idorek slipped through, he lost his advantage, and that's a great result for the home side. Brought their crowd to life as we can see here. Idorek just slips through and creates just enough of a gap for his partner to follow him through for that 7-2 result. We're on to race number 7, and Oxford have lost their early lead as it's now the home side who have a marginal advantage. And their pairing this time of Matt Smith and Jamie Ball will be up against Sean Rudman and Matty Shimshak. So pretty evenly matched race here, and it could go either way. The Stars will hope to build on that 1-point lead as away they go. And Smith, sure enough, gets a good one from the inside there, chased off by Rudman. Jamie Ball in third, holding off Matt Shimshak in fourth. So Rudman there taking a much tighter line. Matt Smith just going far too wide there and gets relegated to second place, but now it's all square as Jamie Ball looks as if he's struggling to keep Matty Shimshak behind him, drifted in quite wide there, and have to be careful this time because I'm sure Mike Hack's got his eye on him, and once again there he takes him right to the outside of the track, and Mike Hack has decided that that's enough and excludes him from the race. Jamie not too happy about that one, but Matty Shimshak, it means, comes through into third place, and it means that 6-3 race advantage to the Hammers, and they go back into the lead. And certainly there Sean Rudman pleased with that superb pass he made on Matt Smith, and Shimshak of course benefited from that exclusion to Jamie Ball. So 6-3 to the Hammers. Steve Harris and his partner Mark Carmichael getting their tactics up together, ready for Heat 8 when they'll face Andy Angel, the British champion. There he is there on gate 2 between Harris, who's on the inside, and Carmichael going from gate 3. The race line-up completed by Ryan Hoyland for the Stars on gate 4. And what can Angel do this time after a disappointing opening race? Harris, meantime, will be confident that he can hold the champion from the gate 1 position. So it's all set then, as Mr. Hack puts them under orders, and Harris certainly does hold on to his inside advantage. Angel right on his tail, and Carmichael tucked neatly into 3rd place there. And at this stage the Hammers will be looking to hold on to this 2-point advantage. A 6-4 race advantage here will be just what they want as they head towards the interval. Angel meantime trying to find a way through, but not all that happy on his home track today. The greasy conditions seem to be curbing his normal all-action style, and Harris holding on to the win. Angel has to be content with the 2nd place, and it's the Hammers who take a valuable 6-4 advantage. As we go to the interval, we're going to hear from the Sheffield team manager Sean Hudson, but first of all let's hear what Steve Harris has to say.
We're looking to win the match. So far so good, 4 points up. Sheffield have been unbeaten there all season, so we know it's no easy task. I think if we race without any mistakes, keep our focus, then we should be okay. There's a lot of experience in this team, and so far no one's having too many demons with the track.
Yeah, very hard first half of the meeting. I knew Horspath would be strong and they'd take the match to us today. We've done fairly well in the first half, a couple of mistakes and that I wished we hadn't have made, but I'm looking forward to the second half. I think we've got plenty of strength and depth, and I think it's going to be a really good second half.
Well, here at the Graves, Oxford have received news during the interval that Poole are indeed winning at Leicester, so they know they must win this match or draw it today to hold on to their league title. As we line up for Heat 10, and it's Rada Hankey and Dan Chambers for the Stars out against the pairing of Lewis Osborne and Mark Bowler for the Oxford Hammers, and the Hammers have the advantage of inside starts, as it's Hankey who gets one of his trademark powerful starts, and he leads the race from Osborne and Bowler. I'm sure the Hammers will be content to draw the honours in this one, as it's still Hankey who's leading, and Osborne trying to get on terms with him. Hankey actually mounted on Andy Angel's bike there. I don't know what the problem is with his own, but he leads it up, and leaves a little bit of a gap coming out, and Lewis Osborne seizes on it immediately and he pounces through into the lead. Hankey there, a momentary lapse of concentration, and finds himself back in 3rd place as Osborne leads it and Bowler in 2nd. This is just the start that Oxford needed to the second half, giving them some breathing space as Osborne wins it. Bowler 2nd, Hankey disappointingly there, as you can see, leaves a gap, and that proved costly as the Oxford boys were straight in there to take full advantage. So we're on to Heat 11, and if the home side are to make any impression in this match, they must get a heat advantage out of this one, as they line up with Andy Angel, their captain, and his partner is Ryan Hoyland. For the Oxford team, it's their pairing of Matty Shimshak, who's been in fine form here today, and his partner Sean Rudman. It's the Stars on the inside then, as they get away to a clean start, and Ryan Hoyland, that's no slipping on the grid that time, as he's jets away from the start, leading it up from Rudman, who just bulks Andy Angel there to allow his partner Matty Shimshak through, and then drifting a little bit wide on that bend, and Sean Rudman, well, I think he's been excluded. Yes, he's been excluded by the referee there. Maybe can count himself a little unfortunate for that, as Angel gets the verdict, and will fill in for 3rd place as Ryan Hoyland continues to lead it up from Matty Shimshak. It means that the Stars are going to take a 6-3 advantage unless Shimshak can come through here. Still see Rudman protesting his innocence, and there is a win for Ryan Hoyland. He's had a bit of a mixed day, but he takes a win there. Andy Angel's certainly been in the thick of the action. Only a 3rd place for him, but it does mean the Stars take a 6-3, as we can see that replay again. Certainly Rudman there looking to do some team riding, and here going into the corner gives Angel just a little bit of a nudge, not too much of a nudge. Angel does in fact clip the outside, but I think Rudman's a little bit hard done by there. Well, the Oxford lead is back to 5 points after that 6-3 result in the previous race. And as we line up for heat number 12, we've got the pairing of Jamie Ball and Matt Smith. and they represent the Stars. Lewis Bates and Lewis Osborne for the Hammers will be looking to get something back in this one as Bates makes another good start. Osborne just about holding off the challenge of Matt Smith there, but Matt Smith now making an inside dive. Well, he certainly caught Osborne napping there, because he's come through to take an excellent third place ahead of Lewis Osborne, who's a British finalist. He's no slouch, but he was caught that time, and that's a good pass by Matt Smith as out front Lewis Bates is looking to make sure he doesn't make the same mistake as he did in Heat 6 and lose his leading position. He's out in front, he's got Jamie Ball right behind him, and this one's going to be a share of the spoils if it stays like this. Jamie Ball trying to make a challenge on the last bend, but Bates holds on to it, take a fine win. He's having a good match so far today, and the Sheffield boys tucked in the minor places, and that one's all square, and it keeps the advantage to Oxford at 5 points. We can have another look at that pass by Matt Smith as he comes through there on the first lap, and that's a good pass to catch Lewis Osborne unawares and take the third place. Well, after a drawn Heat 13, Oxford leading by 66 points to 61 as they line up for Heat 14. And maybe Oxford have got a chance to open up a bit more of a lead this time with their pairing of Errol Thor and Sean Rudman lining up against Ryan Hoyland and Jamie Brown for the home side, with Rudman on the inside here. And he's away to a pretty powerful start as Hoyland slips on gate 2 and allows Errol Thor to come round, and certainly you can see Sean Rudman there looking for his team partner and shields him and lets him round. Errol Thor then leading it up with the Sheffield pairing of Jamie Brown and his partner Ryan Hoyland struggling there in third and fourth places. So there's a win for Oxford, a 7-3. That sets them up for the championship if they can just hold on to this advantage. You can see there Ryan Hoyland slipping pretty badly on the grid. Rudman looking over his shoulder, gets his partner through, game over. As we line up for Heat 15, the Oxford Hammers in the driving seat now with a 9-point lead, 64-73, and Sheffield Stars there really need to get back on terms in this one with their captain Andy Angel and his partner Dan Chambers, but they're up against Matt Shimshak and Mark Bowler for the Oxford team, and it's Sheffield on the inside starting positions, and Andy Angel, the British champion there, going away from gate 1 into an early lead, but Chambers gets passed by the two Oxford riders, so this race set for share of the spoils as Angel leads it up. British champion on his home circuit, hasn't had a very good match today, but here's his chance to take a race win as Matty Shimshak, the Polish star for Oxford, is on his back wheel in second place. Bowler content to just sit for the third place. It's all about team results now and not individual glory for the Oxford team. They're 9 points to the good and will be after this one as Angel slips coming out of that one, and Shimshak seizes that moment to pass him. What a ride by the Polish star there. Andy Angel is having a very poor day by his own very high standards, certainly not showing his British Championship credentials today. As you can see, he leads going into that corner, just trying to keep it too tight, a momentary slip, lapse of concentration. Shimshak picks up early, passes the home star and takes a race win. He'll be very pleased with that, and it in fact gives the Oxford boys a 6-4 advantage and extends their lead to 11. Well, 68 points to Sheffield and 79 to Oxford makes good reading for the Oxford club and their supporters, with just 3 heats remaining as we line up with Heat 16. Pavel Idorek and Matt Smith for the home side, and Lewis Osborne and Mark Carmichael for the defending champions. Oxford Hammers get away, and Lewis Osborne there immediately into the lead. Carmichael just making sure he holds on to that third place. It's all about tactics, not individual glory, as Osborne leads it up from Idorek, Matt Smith trying to go around Carmichael, nearly gets round but finishes up on the deck. He's had an up and down sort of day, and that just about rounds it off as Osborne then holds on to the race lead. Idorek trying to get on terms with him. I don't think Matt Smith's going to be able to finish this one. He's holding a bit of a leg injury by the looks of it, and so 3 finishers only as Osborne continues to lead from Idorek. Mark Carmichael there pretending to make a dive for the inside, but it's all about the 6-3 result to Oxford, and that just about clinches the race, the match and the league title. So that's a fine result for them. Smith there trying an all or nothing blast around the outside, finishing on the deck. Well, the pressure's off for the riders as they line up for the final race of the match and the final race of the season, with Oxford already having bagged the title. Their pairing of Steve Harris and Sean Rudman lining up against the top 2 from the Sheffield Stars, although maybe not on today's performance, but that's Andy Angel and Radek Hanke. And it's Harris who immediately springs from the starting gate. Rudman tries to join him but just gets a little nudge from Angel and is relegated as Harris continues to lead up the race. Andy Angel hot on his tail in second, Radek Hanke holding on to third, and Sean Rudman now making a challenge on Hanke and clips the inside line. I don't know whether he'll be allowed to get away from that because he's through to third place, but you can see him protesting to the referee, Mike Hack there. Mike ordering him back to the pits as he gets an exclusion for that, and Steve Harris so instrumental in Oxford's league win. He was missing from their 2 defeats against Paul, but he's here today helping to inspire his team to victory. He takes the checkered flag there, while meanwhile we can just see that incident right on the first lap involving Rudman and Hanke. Rudman clearly cutting the inside line and getting his marching orders back to the pits. So Harris returns to the pits to receive the congratulations of his teammates. The match is well and truly over, and Oxford have won the match by 13 points, 81 points to Sheffield, 94 to Oxford. And more importantly, of course, the Oxford boys shaking hands there with the Stars, their opposition for today. They came here in search of the title and they won it and will now be celebrating. And the season sees Oxford Hammers achieve a successful defence of their league title. And it is a defence that's just maybe tinged with a little bit of sadness because during the year they lost their inspirational leader, Rob Carter, after his battle with serious illness. And the team have been racing in his memory and have wrapped up the title today with him in their thoughts. As the celebrations continue then, and the Oxford boys make their way back, we can look back on some highlights from the BCTG Elite League. There have been plenty of those as the sport takes place at around 40 venues in the UK, and you can find full details on the British Cycling website. It's a sport for all ages, girls as well, and in fact there's a thriving international scene. So one way or another, look out for more action from Cycle Speedway on this programme in future editions.